All right. So, we're back for another week of Mai Tai and ToJo versus the Airwaves. And what are we talking about this week, ToJo?
Life and death.
All
and
right.
Situations of peril and disaster. But we have another guest this week.
Oh, all right. So why don't you introduce her?
I don't know her that well.
Oh, really?
No, this
You're
is,
so full of shit.
No, we've heard the stories of me in Reno. This was my neighbor in Reno, and we hung out quite a bit because we weren't stoners and everyone else in Reno was.
Yeah, that's me.
So-
I'm Skittles.
Skittles, that is a fake name. We're not going to try and bullshit you that she's some Russian babe or anything. That's her
I'm a
fake
babe.
name. She's afraid that this...
Will
It's gonna-
jeopardize her future job or
something-
whatever.
It
Something
sounded
like that.
Bullshit, so.
I mean, if that's true, then me and you are just absolutely screwed.
Yeah,
Like,
pretty much. Pretty much. But, anyway, thank you for joining us, Skittles.
Skittles.
It's
I'm
nice
going
to
to try and
have
let
you
the
here.
real name not slip, because I already know what's
know.
going to happen like 5 minutes from now and be like, so, blah, 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 blah.
So, yeah.
I mean, Skittles. Crap.
Anyway, tell us about yourself if you want to promote what you do or your major or what.
I'm an elementary ed, so I want to be an elementary school teacher, and I'm currently a nanny, so I watch all these little
Rats.
window
Yeah.
lickers all day.
Window lickers?
Window lickers.
What does your boyfriend call them?
He calls them window lickers.
Oh, I thought you...
What are window lookers?
Haven't you ever seen kids when they lick windows all the time?
What? Are you serious?
Yeah.
No, I've never seen a
kids
kid lick a
windows?
window.
Oh, they
Probably
do it all the time. It's like their favorite pastime.
licking windows.
Yes.
Have you ever licked... TJ, did you lick windows when you were younger?
I licked a whole different kind of stuff.
Was it your pasture?
My pasture?
Pastor? I actually don't... Was it your priest? I can
I
actually...
think- Do I look like someone that went to church? Come on. I am a troubled young
Well, if
man.
you were licking something, I assume you just went to church.
Well, anyway, thank you for joining us and for not speaking into the microphone directly.
You're welcome.
And for being a smartass. But, so, why don't you start us off with your news since it's fresh in your mind?
Oh, my news. All right. So, of course, you know, like, we're trying to find alternative sources of energy and much cheaper alternative sources of energy that don't run out. Like, coal runs out, oil runs out.
Sure.
Sure. You thought that stuff was endless? Like, no. What they're trying to do is solar power, wind power, you know, all those types of renewable energy sources, I guess you can call them. And what they've done at MIT is they found a way to mix like grass clippings, like when you mow the lawn, what's left over, and you mix it with some like powder type of chemical, and then you spread it on like glass or a special metal, and it'll generate electricity. So it's your own homemade solar panel. And the idea is to like have it really cheap, have it really accessible to people in third world countries so that they can have their own energy, which it would never work in Vegas because there is no grass, let alone will you ever find grass clippings. So I don't know. They obviously didn't plan this out
Glass
too well.
clippings.
My English is all messed up today.
Why you know this?
Why you make fun of me?
My accent. Well, that's cool.
Yeah, so I think it hasn't been perfected. Again, something that they're working on. But I think they've already gotten the grass clippings to work. They just haven't made like a really cheap powder yet that's worked yet
Okay.
to mix with the grass. So it's pretty crazy. I think it's interesting. But stuff
You know,
that makes people fall asleep
All
usually
your
is always
stories
interesting.
always
to me.
are interesting to me, but I've yet to see any of the stories we've talked about in the past 6 weeks happen.
Oh, that's because like technology takes a long time to manufacture, and then you want to.
Technology is exponential, my friend.
Not all the time. It's got to level out somewhere. But that's because usually, like, even though they have the technology and it works and they know it works, like, the people who have it want it patented, and then you have to buy it from them, and then they don't want to sell it to you, and that's why technology takes a lot longer to spread than it should. Herpes is way easier to spread.
You would
So I've
know.
heard.
Just by sitting on TJ's bed.
I offered for you to sit on the floor. You were the one that was like, no, I'll
bed.
I'll sit on this nasty
Well,
bed with
who
herpes
knows
on
what's
it.
down here?
All right. So we were going to talk about life and death, and I can't remember how we came up with the topic. We were sitting around talking about what TV show. You were telling me to watch a TV show. I still haven't watched it. What was it? Walking
I have no
Dead?
idea what you're talking about.
Because we started talking about
that's
this topic.
Right. Okay.
We were talking about Walking Dead. So why don't you explain it? Because you've actually seen the series.
Okay.
I haven't gotten around to watching it.
Spoiler alert for any people that watch Walking Dead, but
I have no idea what that even is.
it's a TV show about zombies.
Oh, okay.
So there's a character, one of the main characters, probably like the second main character. His name is Shane, and he's being chased by these zombies. And he and this other guy are completely out of bullets, so it's him and this other guy. So it's just them, and they're running from zombies. And they're like, oh, I'm out of bullets, what are we going to do? We can't outrun them, there's too many of them, because they had gotten hurt earlier in the episodes that they were limping, and they couldn't outrun them. So finally, Shane, flats out, shoots the other guy in the knee, so the guy falls down, and then Shane can get away.
Oh, so it's like whoever can run faster.
Yeah, it's
Or
really
I don't
Well,
need
he
to
shoots
run.
the other guy in the knee. It's not really running faster at that point.
Well,
the
you
guy
know
with
what
the
I
leg
mean.
that's not shot is going to run faster.
What's that saying? I don't need to outrun the lion. I just
Yeah,
need to outrun you.
Yeah.
That's what I was
So yeah,
thinking.
I was
That sounds
thinking
about
it'd be-
right.
I was thinking it'd be interesting to have a show kind of similar to that, where it's like, could you ever do something like that? Like if it was between you and someone else, you were gonna be a nursing major for a while, right?
Oh yeah, I
So
was.
okay, so how about put this in this context? If you had two people that were coming in and you could only save one of them, do you think you could do that? Do you think you could hold someone's life in your hand and let someone else go?
I don't know. It would depend on what kind of person they were, I guess.
But what if you don't have that time to get to know them?
Oh, just their
Excuse me,
appearance,
sir?
I suppose.
Sir? Excuse me, sir. Are you a good person? He's unconscious. She gets on Facebook. This guy has more friends.
That is totally what I would do.
You know what? That's what I'm going to do if that ever happens. Which one of you needs chemotherapy? Well, you have more friends on Facebook, so you got to be the better person.
Who's gonna? Okay, I'm gonna poke you both. Whoever pokes me back first, get the treatment. The guy like jumps out of consciousness. I'll do it. Gets online. But no, I don't think I could ever do anything like that. That's what I was saying. That's how the show topic
Yeah,
came up.
yeah, and
I
you
don't
said
think I could do that.
you couldn't. And my argument was I would, first of all, if it was to that point. I don't think I could now, and I don't feel like I could, but I pretty much know that I would. And I guess one of the reasons is like even when your life is not in danger, when someone is just telling you to do so, like you're a nursing major, have you heard of the experiment? Can't remember what it's called, but it's been,
Milgram? It was something like that.
was it? But I know it's
I
been
was looking
redone
at it
and
just
redone
the
and
other day,
redone, and
yeah.
the results are almost always the same. And it's been done at like every major university. And what it is
Is it illegal now, though?
well, no, it's not illegal.
What?
Okay, let's just talk
No.
about what it is. I have no
Okay,
idea.
well, what it is you have a person sitting in a room who's supposedly going to get the electric shock. And they don't actually do what they are is they're like an actor, so no one actually gets hurt or shocked. But the person who's doing the experiment doesn't know that, or who's the experimentee doesn't know that. So there's a glass divide, and you see the actor in the room who you think you're shocking, but you're not.
Yeah, it's something like they think, it's kind of like, I don't know, reverse punked kind of thing. Like, they think they're finding out the pain tolerance of the person in the other room, but really the study is about them,
Yeah.
on whether or not they will hurt
Right.
that person.
Right,
Yeah.
I've heard about that before.
Yeah, and they've redone this experiment like hundreds of times. Like they did at a major university, and then another one. So I mean, the results are really, really, I guess, firm
Yeah.
in what it shows. And what it is someone stands over the other person's shoulder and tells them to shock the third person that's in the separate room. And eventually the shocks, they start out small, just like a little bit of pain, and it gets worse, and then gets worse, and then gets worse, and then supposedly the person in the room dies.
Can they
Supposedly.
hear or see that
They-
person?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
they can
that's
see
why
it.
they hire
can
an
see it.
actor to do it.
That's why they
Oh,
hire
Like,
an actor.
they're like screaming. They're like, no, I want out. I don't
Yeah.
want part of the experiment
It's not like
anymore.
you don't know whether or not you're actually hurting someone. Like it's a glass divide. You can't hear. Like I'm not sure if you could hear them anything, but they were
The
right
ones
over
I've
there.
seen, it was
Okay.
always they could hear but not see. But,
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I thought it was see but not hear. That's what I thought. I
Yeah.
don't know. But anyways, so what they found out was like, I think about 76% would shock someone until extreme pain, and then actually like 34% of people or 43% of people